Hey, what's going on guys? Wired Gaming back again with some more Generation Zero. And today what we're going to be doing is going over the Soviet weapons pack. Everything about it, where you can farm for the ammo, where you can farm for the guns themselves, what's included in the pack, and we're going to go over the guns, give them a little bit of a review. Now, if you haven't seen me do a video like this before, we are at the artillery base, and then what we do is we test it, go through everything like the recoil, the spread, all that kind of funky stuff, and then we go take out some machines with said weapon. So if that sounds good to you, subscribe to the channel. Let's check out the Soviet weapons pack. So we're starting off with the ATWAD assault rifle. Now this thing is pretty good. The damage, handling, and rate of fire are all quite nice. It is a 4-crown, because I accidentally dismantled my 3-crown, like a penis. But it's pretty cool. I've got the 3-crown attachments and the standard 9x39 ammo, not armor piercing, the normal one we're going to try the first little bit with, and then we'll switch over to armor piercing. Now this thing all round looks good, feels good, and is pretty damn sweet to use if I'm completely honest. Why are my guns not there? What's going on? Okay, let's just equip that bad boy quick. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? That's what we wanted. Now, for the range of this thing, it's pretty damn cool. It accepts the usual attachments, the magazine, and the the little 2x red dot scope. You can put that on there. I prefer it without, but it's pretty good. Now, we'll try it first off. We'll go with this semi-automatic mode, which virtually has no recoil. You can spam it and you get a little bit of upwards, but it's easy to control, you know. It's nothing too major and out there. Let's just hit this quick. See, just below that center pole there, me trying to bring down the recoil is bringing it down too much. So you've got to be really sort of tight if you're aiming for something that's quite far away. Now, with the burst is really good. If you give it a second afterwards, you will drop right back down to your exact location, and the grouping is really, really nice and tight, which is quite good. Even at long range, it's got a nice little grouping on it. Obviously, when you let go and don't aim down the sights, it's still not bad. If you're aiming at a tank or a hunter that's far away, 9 out of 10 of these shots are going to hit, which is good. And then on fully automatic, the grouping is nice. It's easy to control. The recoil is mostly upwards, vertical. You get a little bit horizontal, but it's not too much, which is nice. And then with the sights, it's easy. You can move around fast, which is great, until you put a sight on it. Now, for me, I don't like using these sights anyway. I feel like it slows you down way too much, but you just don't move as quick, especially when you're aiming. But once again, as you can see there, the grouping's really nice. Even on full auto, you can control that recoil nicely, which is really good. Just aiming straight for those doors, straight for the FOA2 sign. I'm barely bringing the mouse down. It's nice, easy, compact. It accepts, once again, all the usual attachments apart from anything on the muzzle. Anything on the muzzle does not work, so don't try and put them on. Now, the ammo for this, you can farm this pretty much by normal methods, so normal boxes, and the primary machine giver of the ammo is the hunters. Hunters are great, and they will give you a nice old chunk. They are also the best way to farm for the 5-crown. Unfortunately, it's all about RNG, so you've just got to get out there and farm hunters, and you will get the 5-crown attachments and the 5-crown weapon from them. Let's move on. So we got some enemies up ahead, so let's test this in a combat situation. Now, it's beautiful, as you've just seen. The recoil is easy to handle, the grouping is nice and tight, and obviously we've got the 3 different fire modes, which makes it really good for sort of mid and short. And you can even, if you really want to push it, obviously your damage is not going to be that great, you can push it to that long range if you really want to. But the recoil is just so easy to control, so as you're moving around, it just makes things really, really easy. You keep your target just nice and on. Let's go with the semi-automatic and take out this runner here. There is virtually no recoil with semi-automatic. I mean, like nothing whatsoever. You could sit there and just plow rounds into that same spot, and it's going to work really nicely. Let's switch over to burst quickly, because burst is also really good. The recoil is a bit more, but you sort of center yourself back, which is nice. It does make things a little bit easier. So when you're running around going mad, as well as if you sort of just pummel the trigger with the burst, it works really, really nicely. And there is virtually no recoil. Whilst you're in those shots, it does. But if you've got that slight little gap, if you time it just right, you recenter it, and then you're still aiming at that same spot over and over again. Which is really, really nice. Especially for targets that are further away. Now, I'm only using it without the sights because I just can't function with sights on these guns. On any of the guns in Generation 0, really, other than the snipers. I just prefer it. Iron sights, it's much easier, it's much quicker. You can move around a little bit more. I just feel like they're built for you know, no irons, really. Obviously, the silencer as well, that sound is lovely. And you can take out enemies quite far away without any other enemies really being alerted, which is good. Ammo-wise, let's switch over now to the armor piercing, which is really, really good on this. The 9x39 AP ammo, it's nice. It's got a good kick to it. It's got a really good kick to it, which is good. It's just, the sound of it as well is just beautiful. I love the sound. It's something that I was really, really shocked and impressed with when it first dropped. So I'm happy. It's a great gun. It really is a good gun. Let's search this guy, see what he's got quick, and then we'll run over around here. We did get a little alert there, so there's probably some more enemies just over this ridge. There might be, there might not be. If there's not, then we'll move on to the next test. There we go, there's one there. Let's switch over to semi-automatic. So the target acquisition is just nice and quick as well, which is good. But when you add that sight on, it does slow things down, in my opinion. I'm not really a fan of it with the sights, like I just said. Anyway, let's move on. We'll test the sniper. Let's do it. Next up is the Kentonoc sniper rifle. This thing is an outright beast as a sniper. Its rate of fire is through the roof. It's amazing. The range is also really, really cool. But because of the semi-automatic, you can literally use it as an assault rifle. You can get nice up close and personal, and it works really, really well. Now, for the attachments for this one, this will take 7.62 ammo. I haven't found any muzzles that go with it, so I don't think there are any. Magazines, obviously, your 1 to 5 crown extended, and the sights are the rifle scope, either 1 to 4 or 4 to 8. Now, with the without the scope, this thing is amazing. Especially if you want to get up close and personal, it is really damn cool. And the recoil is quite easy to control when you're aiming, when you're using it sort of short range weapons. It's fine. When you go into that long range, that's when the recoil starts to become really quite hard. I mean, I'm trying here. You can get it. It is possible. It's not impossible to do. But it is quite, like, all over the place. It's mainly vertical recoil as well. Horizontal, there is slim to none at all. Now, with a sight on it, it works nicely. It's good for long range. I prefer it more as a short range weapon. But for what it is, as a DMR, I think we've easily got, not damage-wise, but just, like, in general, as a sort of sniper rifle, we've got a contender for the PVG. I love it. It's the best looking one, in my opinion, out of the Soviet pack. It's fun to use. And it's easy to use as well. Now, you can get the ammo for this. It's standard, so you can get ammo pretty much anywhere because it's the 7.62. Now, to farm for the sights, not the sights, sorry, the magazines and the weapon itself, through 1 to 5 crown, you can go for harvesters. That is the main source for this one, so keep hunting for harvesters. The higher the machine type, then the better the chances, I would say. But it's purely sort of RNG, same as the ATWAD and the RLG. It's luck of the draw. It is luck of the draw. You've just got to keep going, and at some point you will get one. I've been finding a lot of Magazines, I haven't found the weapon itself yet, but magazines, I've found a couple of them. Now this thing is an absolute beast. It's so easy to use. I prefer it, once again, same as the ATWAD without the sights. But it's a sniper, so if you are going sort of long range and you want to use it with those sights, then obviously this is what you'll be looking at. Zoom in on this earth. Zoom in. It's such a cool little gun as well. Because it is basically a DMR as well, you can spam rounds down. The recoil is mad. It is very high because of the power. But, you know, it still works. It's still good for an assault sort of weapon as well as a nice long-range sniper rifle. You can use it if you really want. I've used it several times short range. I find short range is really easy to use with this. The iron sights are a bit, you know, to be desired, but they're usable. You know, they're very usable. It still works out nicely. Come on, got him. Nice. Right, let's take the irons off, and we'll go a little bit nuts with that and see what we've got. And bish bash bosh. Clear that slot. There we go. So I find it can be a bit of a ball ache to use without them, especially obviously at range. But if you've taken the iron sights off, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be using it at range, are you? You're going to be using it mid to close. But the good thing about it, without the irons, and when you are sort of close up, you can just spam the trigger, and it works really well. It's so nice. Let's keep moving around quick. We'll just see what else we've got around the area. We should have a nice old chunk of machines somewhere. The forest region recently has been really good. I'm enjoying sort of this sort of logging camp area. I've had a lot of good interactions here. So it's quite nice. What is that over there? That is the monster of Mugbacken. Okay. I'm using the armor piercing rounds as well at the moment. But it does take standard 7.62, so, you know, you use whatever you want. It just works so well. And when you, like I said, you get up close. That's the wrong weapon. Penis. You get up nice and close. You just smash it. Like, you can get out every single shot in that magazine. If you're close, pretty much on target, without an issue. When you're a little bit further away, obviously you are going to need to use it as sort of a bolt action. Unless you're taking on something really big like the tank or the Reaper, then it is usable at that range. You can go sort of nuts with it, which is nice. Oh, hello. But nice and close. I think it's perfect. It really is. It works so nicely. It is very good all-purpose weapon. You can use it short range, long range, mid, you know, everything works on it, which is great. I feel like this is definitely, obviously not power-wise, but ease of use, a good contender for the PVG. Power-wise, there's nothing really in the game other than possibly the RLG that sort of outweighs it and performs better, but for the use of it, it works really nicely. We died. Damn. So, let's move on then, and we'll test out the RLG. Let's do it. This thing is a certified goddamn beast. This is without a doubt the best heavy weaponry in the game. Like the explosive weaponry. It's absolutely amazing. It's fantastic. The 3 crown, even that, is an absolute god. So, the 5 crown is going to be 10 times better. Now, it looks nice. It looks very cool. I'm not going to lie. You can also use it with the attachments. There is one attachment, and that is a RLG7 scope. Now, before we move on to the attachments, we're going to fire off a couple of rounds. Obviously, we don't really need to go into recoil, spread, and all that kind of stuff with this because it's an RPG. You fire a rocket, and that's pretty much it. Accuracy-wise, though, it is pretty damn good. There's a bit of a drop-off, but it's still a real sound weapon. And the explosion just looks cool. It sounds cool. It feels cool. Everything about this is really cool. I love it. It's without a doubt my favourite weapon. This beats the GRG. Like, hands down, it beats the GRG. Let's get a sight on there quick, and we'll show you that. There we go. Look at that bad boy. You can zoom in with this as well. So you've definitely got a decent chunk of range. We'll see if we can get that tree at the back there. And we went just past it. We went way too far there. It hit something though. It did go bang. Boom. Now the drop off is quite substantial. So you do, if you are going quite far out target wise, you do have to aim quite high. But let's see it in action, and then we'll see what happens. Let's do it. So I forgot to mention in the previous part, the way you can get this is through tanks alongside the scope. So go farm a load of tanks. That is your best bet. Once again, the higher the class, the better the chances, I would say. Let's go for some long range on this. See if we can get rid of this guy with the 10 rockets that we've got. I mean, we should be able to without a problem. Hey, that was 3 rockets. Now let's try this tank, but we're going to remove the sights for this one because I like going up close without the sights. It's definitely quite fun. And just the sound that it makes as well is so damn cool. There's only 3 rockets there to destroy that military harvester. That was fairly easy. Let's get this one. We'll see what happens. See if we can get him down. We've got 4 rockets left. We should be able to. Oh yeah, he's battered already. This should take two maybe one more rocket. We should have 1 left. I hope. Oh no, this is the last rocket. Can we do it with this 1 rocket? I'm hoping we can. Let's try. No, we did not. Okay, never mind. That is fine. Let's finish him off with the ATWAD. Why not? I absolutely hate the scope, but I forgot to take it off. So it's too late now. There's no going back. Let's see if we can get something out of one of these guys quick, just before we finish this video off. We might be lucky, we might not. Oh, we got 2 high explosive rounds, which is quite nice. Now for farming this ammo, tanks and the Soviet boxes are quite useful. But only the big green Soviet boxes. Now you'll know which ones. The Swedish ones have the yellow symbol on the front. The Soviet ones have the white sort of crest. White and yellowish. But around Boo area, that's where you find a large concentration of Soviet boxes. There's quite a lot there. Now, let's loot this bad boy. We got nothing from him. We'll see if this harvester's got anything, and then we will call it a day. It has been... Hey! We got the 4 Crown Kentonoc sniper rifle. Lovely. That was good, that was good. So we have at least 4 Crown sniper and a 4 Crown ATWAD. So that is not bad. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it helps. If it does, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video because we have plenty more Generation Zero to come. But for now, that is it from me. I've been Wired. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching. Peace.